Yeah. Alright, so this next one, I'm talking about pretty much New Age to Jesus. Because Jesus saved me. Alright, so, alright, I'm gonna be for real. Jesus ain't saved me. I saved myself, I guess, But am I Jesus? Alright, let me stop. Alright, well, pretty much with this video, I'm talking about pretty much this New Age to Jesus thing that is like big on fucking YouTube right now, bro. Because I'm just over here chilling and I get recommendations. We all get recommendations. So I see it and it's like New Age to Jesus. And I was like, really? I watched it. I watched this dude. And it was just, him talking about, hey, look, man, Jesus saved me and I love him. Demons are bad. That's pretty much what he was saying. He was saying that he dove into the occult and magic and all this stuff, and that it had a negative influence on his life. And he was just saying that, he went back to Jesus, and I'm not too sure if this is actually people making videos and they really feel like that, because it is a possibility, but I just don't think so. Really, because how, why, that's not how it was in my life. A lot of those videos, they pretty much say the same things, and it's just a lot of like church, it's just a lot of basic church quotes, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm not really a big church person, but that's what I wanted to get into in this video, because they say they went from New Age to Jesus, but man, if anything, I went to Jesus to New Age, and I wasn't anything or saved until I came to New Age, you know what I mean? But I guess people do find enlightenment in different routes, but I do want to say that's not how it worked for a lot of people, you know what I mean? And I was never really a Christian, I could say, but technically that was what I adopted from the pretty much society's basic understanding of, okay, you do good, you go to heaven, you do bad, you go to hell. Jesus saved you and died for your sins on the cross and shit. I had that basic understanding. I remember being a kid and I have aunts and an uncle, whatever, they were big on the church and shit. So when I was younger, I always wanted to go to church because the spirituality was just really, I was really attracted to it, and there was something about it, and I just really, really wanted to fucking tap into that. So I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was probably like 5, 6, no, not 5, maybe I was like 6, 7, 5, something like that. And I always wanted to go to church because my family, they were pretty much just like how I was. Like, that was the basic understanding of Christianity. And so we had those little programmings of just being pretty much Christian, believe in God, love God, you know what I mean? But we didn't necessarily go to church every Sunday. We didn't pray over our food or anything like that. And so I finally went to church one day, and I remember going to church and I was like, well, this ain't what I felt like it should be, We were just sitting getting drilled with some quotes that didn't necessarily make sense. But now, ever since I dove into the occult and the magical side of life, and I finally understand what all that shit means, and it's not a bad thing. I know people want to demonize Christianity and all this shit and religion and stuff. It does have a side to it where it's deceitful in a sense if it's not explained correctly. But that's the big thing about it. It's not explained correctly. So when I was a little kid, I didn't really understand what they were doing. They were just talking about the stuff in the Bible, ask for money in the thing, and then just they sing and stuff, and then you leave. Now when it comes down to me looking back into it, that was actually just programming. and it was really programming the subconscious mind. And a lot of these prayers and a lot of these verses, Bible verses and stuff, they are speaking to the subconscious mind. That's why when you read it, you don't necessarily understand exactly what they be talking about. Like Moses split the seas, you know what I mean? So okay, he split the sea. You're really thinking that the dude was like, hey bro, I'm gonna split the sea. Sea splits. You know what I mean? That's what you think. And especially as a kid, that's what you think. You're like, okay, Moses split the sea. Yeah. But really in the back, what it could mean is there's two sides to the brain. And that split sea could be explained in the two sides of the brain, the conscious and the subconscious. Explaining exactly what I'm talking about when they program the subconscious mind. That could be what it's explaining. You see what I'm saying? And that's a lot of the things that these Bible verses they do, and that's why they do work. That's why when you say some of them, you feel better, because you're actually because I do music and shit too. So I remixed this one Bible verse. I don't remember which one it is. A Psalm something, and I remixed it to don't worry about the evil and the things they do, but never be against them either, because the end is soon. Just keep your light inside, you'll be alive in truth, of feasting on the finest fruit life offered to you. Every time I say that, even though it's a remixed rendition of the actual Bible verse, I feel better every time I say it. I feel lighter every time I say it. And it's supposed to be a technically like one that's used for uncrossings. And in the occult, an uncrossing is almost like, it's just you make a bath and you say prayer over and over again. And this prayer is meant to lift these sins, or really your resentments and your negative thought forms and attachments, you know what I mean? So you release those things, and that's pretty much what that verse does. And that's what the Psalms do. Like Psalms, I think it's 51. I'm not a huge Bible person, bro, but I do implement that. Just like how I said with the uncrossing ritual, that's a magic and occult type thing. So why would I be able to use a Bible verse to do occult magic, you know? And one of the big things with Christianity, they say don't do magic. And obviously, why would somebody want you to do something that would benefit you if it would mean them not having power or control over you? So it makes me think that a lot of this New Age to Jesus thing was just, you know, something to keep people's minds from exploring that realm and going further. Because there's nothing wrong with freaking Christianity if you do it in a magical way. You know what I mean? Because magic is just natural, and it's a natural way of life. Every day we're doing magic. Everybody's doing magic. It don't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter what anything you are. You're already doing magic just by existing in this realm of existence. Just by feeling your emotions and thinking thoughts and living life. And you are creating your reality. You are manifesting your reality. You're pretty much doing magic, because that's what magic is. Magic does get deeper than that, but when it comes down to the subconscious mind and reprogramming the subconscious mind, that's all magic is. We see these freaking candles, right? The different colors of the candles and the different symbolism we put on the candles, that is just to influence the subconscious mind. And if you know anything about how that works and the subconscious mind works, they say the subconscious mind dictates 90% of your reality. Well, if you're programming your subconscious mind to be wealthy, that's gonna influence your actual life that you live. So when it comes to this magic shit, and when we get a green candle and we write a little $sign on the candle and do a sigil and, you know, do this magical, scary stuff, you know, that people think is so scary, but it's really just, you know, you're using symbolism to influence your subconscious mind. Just as in the Bible, how just how those Bible verses are influencing your subconscious mind by their speaking of something, but they're not speaking to your conscious mind, they're speaking to your subconscious. So it slips through your conscious mind and programs your subconscious to dictate your reality. Just like how I say, just like how I say that Bible verse that I remixed into a rap song. It's doing the same thing. It's doing the same thing. It's all doing the same thing. And making it a hook in a song is also programming the subconscious mind. That's what a hook is. They hook you in. That's why it's called a hook, because they hook you into the song, and it plays over and over and over again. The subconscious mind works repetition, trauma, and imagery. So saying that hook over and over and over again, that is repetition. Imagery is like the candle, and that's why in the spiritual community they say visualize and stuff, because that's programming the subconscious mind. And that's my thing with magic. If a lot of it is just pretty much understanding how the mind works and using it for your advantage and to better your life and to better your life experience, that's natural. God gave us the mind, didn't he? If I would even call him a he, but I'm trying to speak in more like religious terms, So we were already given that, and it's natural to us. And if that's natural in our being, if we're automatically doing that every day, even not even trying to, the habits that we have every day is influencing our subconscious mind. Repetition, we do it every single day. So that debunks the whole thing, and it just makes it like, it's like, it is, it's just natural. It's what we do. It's how we are, using it for our advantage is our next step. When you think about it, Jesus was a magician, bro. Like, he had to have been a magician. Didn't they say like his life was perfect and he didn't have a hard life at all? He just flowed through life. Like, yeah, he got hung on the cross or whatever. He got casted out. But isn't that the same thing that happens to these people who do magic and practice the occult? They get casted out because everybody is mentally programmed to be against them already. So once they get, bro, I've had it happen to me. People see me doing this stuff and they don't know how to think about it, and I'm talking about it freely. They don't know how to think about it. They just block me or unfollow me on Instagram or get scared. And that's the thing. I think this new age to Jesus thing is really just a way to bring people back into fear, and because a lot of people are leaving that state of being trapped into a religious mindset, and they're leaving that to making a more spiritual mindset. They say new age to Jesus, but when I had the mindset of, I'm gonna be punished if I do this and that, people take it either way. They either really try to do good and they look at people who do bad as negative or evil or whatever, or they take it as, well, fuck it, if I can't do anything, or I'm gonna go to hell, then I'm gonna just do everything and just say fuck it, whatever it is, what it is. That's the approach I took. But I still had that programming in my mind that, I might go to hell, or this is bad, or this is good, or I would even still pray. I would even still pray to something outside of me. It was still just my natural programming that I got gained from society and my family's basic understanding. Even my great-grandmother taught me how to pray on the rosary. She was Catholic, but I remember praying on the rosary when I was a little kid with her, and now I understand what praying on that rosary did. It was repetition. Each time you pray on a bead, you repetitiously program your subconscious mind. That's why it works. That's how it works. So I'm not against Christianity or nothing, I'm not against it, but I am against not fully accepting spirituality in a whole, and just saying, okay, this is all the way we could do it. This is the only way we could do it. I don't believe that is true. I feel like everybody should be able to do whatever they want and whatever works for them and find enlightenment in their own way, So if you use Christianity, go ahead, but don't shun anything else, you know what I mean? you could have that balance and be able to look at everything for what it is and be able to appreciate everything and use everything if it benefits you and the people around you. So when it comes down to me, like praying, wishing, hoping for something change in my life, I ended up on drugs. I ended up fucking smoking cigarettes. I did every fucking drug there is to man. I was not living. I was never home. I would just work, get fucked up, hang with my friends, looking for the next thrill in life, looking for something, because I figured, you know what, fuck it, you know, I can't do this. Is what life has thrown me, and I gotta just deal with it and hope and pray that I go to heaven one day. You know, that's kind of like it was like whatever, you know. But then when I got into the magic and occult, really this is how it happened. I was so fucked up on drugs, and I haven't told this story yet. And I'm supposed to tell this story. I'm supposed to make a video on this, but I'm dropping a little sneak peek right here. So what happened was I was so fucked up on drugs, and there was a voice that told me, you know, people would have said this is God, and I like to say that it was my higher self, but it was told me, it literally taught to me, like, bro, look at your ass, bro. You ain't shit, bro. You can't even work this job. It was my first day working this job, and I went outside to go smoke a cigarette after my shift. It was my first day working this job, and it was like, bro, look at you, bro. You ain't shit, bro. You fucked up on drugs. Why the fuck you need a job anyways? You get another job after you lost one, but you don't need no job anyways, bro. It's pretty much saying all you gonna do is get that money and go get more drugs. After that, I never fucking went back to work. I stayed home, and I made the decision. I was like, you know what? I'ma just get off drugs, bro. So eventually that led down to the line of me starting just to stay home, and I didn't let myself do anything. All I did was stay home, you know. So I did that for a few months, and I got off drugs. I was on hard drugs too. I wasn't just like smoking weed and drinking alcohol, you know. But I wasn't too far on the deep end where I was doing heroin, you know. But, you know, that was actually the one thing I haven't tried. Well, consciously tried. I'm pretty sure I've tried it on accident, but I didn't consciously try it. So what it led me to was start studying. And of course I started studying, like, you know, just like conspiracies and, you know, little surface level stuff like that. And it got to the point where one day, you know, I was in the backyard and I just meditated. And I remember that day when I finally got in a trance, something told me to just start meditating every day. And I just started meditating every day. And I remember that when I first got in the trance, like I first connected my subconscious and my conscious mind, and I felt amazing, and I felt better than any drug ever made me feel, and that's the best way I could explain it. And I finally connected to what we call the soul, you know. So started seeing stuff about magic come up in my recommendations. So, you know, I got into it, and that's when I started my journey, you know. And now I'm years deep, and I've read, I got a whole pile of books, not just on the occult and magic, but I got a whole pile of books. I've done a lot of practice. I've completely changed my life around. I travel now. I'm actually abundant now. I'm not struggling to make money, and I never had money, and any money I did had went to drugs to support my habit. Now I'm clean off drugs. I don't smoke cigarettes no more. I've done everything and manifested anything that I've wanted to. I've hosted my own shows. I've created music. I've done music videos. I just made a music video. I've traveled to a few different states and stuff. I would have never done that when I was in the mindset that I was back then, before I got into true spirituality and magic and the occult. So what is this new age to Jesus thing? Like, what is that, you know? Because that is not how it went for me. And that's why I make videos on these subjects and stuff is because of how much it changed my life and how much it could change other people's lives. I have people tell me that I've helped change their lives, bro. If my life completely changed getting into true spirituality and magic and the occult, like, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that are just waiting to finally allow themselves to realize that part of themselves. And you know, it's cool and it's okay. It's okay. And I'm telling you right now, I've worked with demons. I've done all this shit that I was scared of. Like scared of. And my life got nothing but better. Even when things got fucked up, and even when things, I learned so many powerful lessons out of them. And that's the big part of it all, is that a lot of these things that we perceive to be negative for us is almost just like the little baby in our mind crying, and not actually looking at the true reality of what's going on and what we're learning in those situations. The focus on the outer reality doesn't matter as much as changing the inner reality, and you sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. That's how I like to see it, and that's how it is for me now. If you look at a lot of the things they do in religion, like, bro, drinking the wine to symbolize his blood, bro, that sounds like a ritual in itself, bro. Like, not only that, it's like, they say that the sun, and they say he's the son, Jesus is the son. It could be really just talking about the actual sun. The sun walks on water, the light walks on the water, the light lays on top of the water. That's walking on water. Grapevines in water, and the sun makes wine, turn water to wine. But they also could be talking about alchemical process, just like turning base metals to gold, turning water to wine. So you see where a lot of it is just symbolism. Hey man, shout out to Iamconjurequeen too, cause like, bro, when I first seen that video on my recommendations, I remember I watched that shit and I was just like, bro, like, that ain't how it is with me, bro. Like, what? Fuck that, bro. Like, I gotta make my own. I'm finna do my own. I'm gonna remix that shit. It's gonna be Jesus to New Age, man. Like, so I was like, fuck that. I'm gonna do that shit, you know? And I got busy with life and shit, but I went to work and I fucking was listening to Iamconjurequeen video, and then she was talking about the same goddamn thing. I was like, bro, that's crazy, bro. So in my head, I was like, bro, so that's just something divine right there, then. You need to act on that, then, because if homegirl telling her followers to do that too, I was like, then you on that same wavelength, bro. Like, there's a reason why you had that thought type shit. So, you know, shout out to her too, though. You know what I mean? Like, I took a long time to make my shit because I be busy and shit, but you know, hey bro, I'm still here with it, you know what I mean? So, but a lot of my things with this whole New Age to Jesus thing, it is what it is, you know. People are gonna try to hold other motherfuckers back, but it's just not, you know, it's not gonna fly. I feel like a lot of motherfuckers right now are just like, they keen to the shit now, bro. They ain't really like, they ain't getting fooled with it no more. And a lot of people are really just starting to realize that a lot of the shit that they were afraid to step into is actually something that is divine, and it's their right to even embrace that aspect of themselves. So, alright, so that's my little testimonial. I was gonna go deeper, but I don't think there's no point, like, you know, because I feel like Jesus is Taparith on the tree of life. And that's pretty much also, they say the sun. Jesus is the sun, like the burning passion, and he's the heart with the flame, and that's right there. And that's like also soul, your higher self, taparith, the soul, like corresponds. The soul in Spanish is sun. You know, that's how it all correlates to me. So when they're talking about Jesus, they're talking about that level, reaching that level, instead of operating with your lower self and your animal nature, to operate on Taparith, which is your higher self. You know, so that to me is my opinion on the whole Jesus thing. You know, there a lot of people have their own little remixes or whatever. Man, I'm tired, bro. Okay, that's New Age Jesus. I'll fuck with y'all. One love.